what it comes down to is when a person is lying and you call them out on their lies, they don't like it.
Okay. Go a little bit deeper.
And that's yeah, so my primary game is EA Sports UFC 5.
Mm-hmm.
There was some things that EA and one of the biggest content creators in the space, which is Marshall Mind, he made some promises before the game got released, and those promises were not fulfilled at all. They told us the game was going to be different from UFC 4. It's the game, and it's a little bit worse. That's why you see a lot of the other content creators that's not affiliated with EA Sports branching out and doing other types of content now, because we can't rely on this game anymore. So that's why you see me doing Call of Duty. You see some people doing Street Fighter. You see some people doing Mortal Kombat. The game is just not where it needs to be, especially after 3 fucking years. Like, you take 3 years to put this game out, and you put out a game, and it's kind of worse than the last game.
There's a lot there.
And and then Marshall Mind was one of the ones that was telling people that the game is much different. Yeah, it's different, but the game is much worse as well too. Like, the game is just not good. It's not a good game. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. I probably play the game. I only play for content now. I don't even touch the game for fun.
Makes sense. There's a lot there because...
And then the people... Yeah, go ahead.
No, there's a lot there because I feel like gaming right now, and it's something that I do in recreational time, is not right where it needs to be. I think a lot of these games are just being fast produced and being rushed for the overconsumption of money. You get what I mean? And I think that we're being done a disservice as far as we're spending $80, $90 Canadian for a video game if it's on PlayStation or if it's on Xbox or it's on computer. You know what I mean? So I feel like all you can really do, and we've talked about this numerous times, it's your third time being here on the show, it's like, Jesus flipping Christ, like, come on, like, should we just create content now instead of playing the game for fun, or what are we doing,
That's kind of where it's heading to. And then, like, some people will be like, oh, if you don't like the game, why are you going to play the game for content? You're just selling out. Or like this, if you don't like your job, your boss piss you off, don't go to work tomorrow. Work. If you don't like what's going on at your job, stay your home. Telling a content creator not to make content because they don't like the game is some stupid shit to say. Like, I'm not going back to work. So if I got to play this bullshit ass game, cool. I'm not going back to work. I'm not updating my resume. Can you imagine me putting on my resume what you did for the last year? EA Sports UFC 4?
You know what I love about you?
Dumb shit to tell somebody.
You know what I love about you, bro? You keep it so damn real. And the thing is, and this is why we're gonna get into this, because we ain't even cooked yet. And I was sitting here like, I'm gonna ask you some questions because it's like, I think it's questions to basically get other people to relate to you, because I see your content. I love your content. I've watched you from the ground up. I've been telling people, I'm like, listen, this guy built from the ground up. I watched the YouTube, I watched the TikTok. I see everything is that you're doing. So it's like, when I hear how people can perceive you, doesn't matter if it's EA or Marshall Mind, things like that. Those guys are protected behind, as sad as it is, they're protected by the paycheck, the mass grandiose paycheck that they're getting. So they can only say so many things that is they want to say. Marshall Mind's probably the type of guy right now, when he looks at your content, he's probably nodding his head. But on camera, when he's recorded, he can't say that. Because EA will be like, oh, bye. See you later. There goes your check.
You know what the worst part is? I talked to some of the people behind the scenes, and they feel exactly how I feel, and they are EA affiliated, but they won't tell you that on camera.
Hmm.
EA is not going. I'm not saying like EA will never work with me, and I'm okay with that. I am 100% okay with that because I don't give a like I the moment a video game company gives me a check, I can't say what I want to say, and that's why I'm very selective on the type of brand deals and sponsorships that I take. I don't normally take video. I probably won't take any video game, sponsorship or endorsement just for that simple fact that if your shit is ass and somebody asks me, you're gonna try to sue me. So it's just like you know, let me just not even go down that path because there's so much there's other money to be made and other opportunities to be made outside of working with EA. And I'm okay with that. Like I never gotta work with EA.
So when people hear you and the things you're saying about EA, UFC, you released a brilliant YouTube video of like your come up, and I love all that. And you said some things. For the ones that are going to be watching parts of this in clips, because they're going to clip it up, that's what they're going to do. The trolls are there to do this. And they hear you speak so outspoken about these things. What do you got to tell them to make them understand? Because they're going to say something. They're going to say something. They're going to be like, this guy is an angry black man on camera. He's old. He's talking. What do you got to tell them? This is your time.
Well, I understand that, I understand that everyone is not going to understand. And that gives me peace. Because if I'm sitting up here trying to convince a troll or somebody who just can't put it together, like what I'm saying, I'll drive myself. And to those people, respectfully, I ain't gonna even say respectfully, disrespectfully, because at the end of the day, while they're talking shit, I'm doing me. I'm living my dream, like that, and that's the best part about what I do is that I get to say whatever I want to say, and it'll be okay because I'm authentic, I'm genuine when I speak, and nobody's gonna pay me not to speak how I feel.
A wise man once said, speak the truth, and you'll get the right traction from the right people. You know what I mean? And so many people, when it comes to social
Facts.
media, doesn't matter what topic it is, they don't want to speak real because they're scared of the snow globe effect that they're going to end up triggering in the back end. And I'm not saying that you go completely off the walls and start saying the most ridiculous stuff that we've been seeing for the last 1 to 2 to 3 years. But I get where the passion comes from with gaming, because it's kind of the same thing I kind of said about Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, where I completed the whole Spawn Battle Pass, and then they eliminated the Groot skin because they felt like nobody else could see it. And I said as well, update the contrast on your TV or buy a new monitor. That's what I basically said. And then people online were kind of like, little comments I got were like, well, how do you feel about people with accessibility issues? That would be an interesting take. And I'm like, you're trying to bait me into something where you're completely missing the point. If something comes out in a game, right? If something comes out in a game, I'm going to talk about it. Now, yeah, you may want to polish it up and dress it up as like whatever, but I'm not really necessarily in the gaming community, but I talk about games. But it's freedom of speech last time I checked. Last time I have this thing in front of my face. Same thing you got in your face. So we say what we want to say.
Facts.
You're going to like it or you're not going to like it. And that's okay. We're not for everybody.
And that's true. I mean, because at the end of the day, you are entitled to your opinion. And people get pissed because you have an opinion about a video game. Like, because you have an opinion about a video game, I'm not going to take a personal shot at you. Video game. Like, if my opinion made you that damn mad over a video game, you got some other shit going on in your life. You just trying to lash out on me because we're at the end of the day, we're talking about video games, and the shit really don't matter. Like, in the grand scheme of things, video games do not matter. Do they give you enjoyment? Yes. Can they be fun? Yes. But, you know, if my house burning down, I'm not thinking about my video games. I'm trying to get the fuck out. So, like, if you're watching my content and you're mad at me, like genuinely mad and upset and have anger in your heart because of my opinion on a video game, I kind of hate to say it, but you kind of a stupid. Like, I really hate to be that type of person, but I can't wrap my head around the fact that you are upset, you are furious, you're angry with me because I said 2K should be free to play. What's wrong with you? I'm trying to help your ass out, and you mad at me? You are mad at me because I exposed EA for putting a Muhammad Ali skin on Nate Diaz. Like, if you go just read the comments, you'll see a bunch of stupid shit in the comments. Just play the fucking game. Stop complaining. Okay, I'm so sorry. I hope you order DoorDash and your food is cold, and you better not say nothing because you'll be complaining. I spent my money on this shit, bro. You spent your money on the shit, and nobody else is speaking out for you. Nobody else is speaking out for you. But then the one guy that speaks out for you, you got a problem with him. I tell you what, if you have such a problem with me, I hope next year EA charge you $300 for the game.
So it feels like.
I want to see if you got a problem with them. Yeah. And if you ain't got a problem with the 300, next year, the year after that, I hope they charge you 600.
It feels like that when you play Call of Duty now, because Call of Duty's got like all of these things. They got $40 here, $25 here, $15 here, and it's like when it adds up.
I don't buy shit.
When it adds up, you're like, that's about $200, $300 easy.
Yeah. I mean, the Call of Duty shit I don't buy, but at the end of the day, one thing I will give Call of Duty props for is that they do give you an option to play a game that you don't have to spend any money on. So, like, the option is there. So, because you can play, if you don't want to play multiplayer, like, you know, quick play and all that shit that comes with Modern Warfare 3, you do not have to buy the game. All you have to do is wait till Warzone comes out, and you can still play Warzone free. You don't have to spend $1 on it. Like, last year, I didn't spend $1 on Warzone, and I had fun. It becomes a problem when you're spending money on it, and then you realize that, damn, I spent money on this shit, and it's not that fun. I don't care how bad a game is if I got it for free. I really don't care. The game can be ass. If I didn't spend any money for it, cool by me. I might even play it more. But if I spend money on the game and it's ass, then that's where the problem comes in. And I know everybody's opinion is different when it comes to video games, but, like, you know, to me, I feel like I should be allowed to say a game is ass or complain about it or bring up issues about it, especially if I spent my money on it. And the worst part is that I'm a content creator. I get paid to play video games. Can you imagine? I would feel much worse if I had to go to a job that I hate and work 4 to 5 hours to buy this game, and then the game is ass. Like, you're double. At least I get my money back for playing the game and buying the game. It's a tax write-off for me. Like people talk shit about me. Oh, don't play Madden. Well, then don't buy it. Like, how, like saying stupid shit like that. Like, do you not understand? Like, If I buy Madden, it's an investment, even if I don't like it. If I buy UFC 5 and I don't like it, it's still an investment. I'm making money off of it. So like I'm never like upside down on a video game. So when someone tells me, "Oh, just don't buy the game. You're the problem because you bought the game." No, I made money off of it. I made money off of it. I found a way to turn this into a career. I'm not the problem, especially when I'm speaking out about all the problems. Like when this is the thing, when I talk shit about Madden and I talk shit about UFC 5 and those videos go viral, we're talking about over 1 million views. I know for a fact somebody at EA is watching that video. And you know what they're saying? Oh, well, we need to address that, or maybe we need to think about that. But then, you know what else they're gonna do? They're gonna look at that same video of me talking shit, and they're gonna read the comments that's on the video. And then you know what they're gonna see? They're gonna see these stupid ass people talking about just play the game. It's not that bad. So you know what they're gonna do? It wasn't that bad. He's just complaining. So like, and that's the reality of it. I can do my part, but it's up to the people in the comments to share the shit, to try to get it out there, to make it more believable. But when they're reading comments and then somebody's like, "Oh, shut your ass up and just play the game," they're probably just like, "Shut your ass up and play the game."
So let me ask you this question, because what do you think as a streamer? This is your job. This is now what you do. What should the video game industry be doing? What should these brands be doing as far as listening to their audience? Or is it something a little bit more that you want to touch on? What do you think?
See, that's a hard solution. I mean, like that's like trying to come up with a solution for that. It can be very tricky. This is what I would say. I strongly I'll take a look at, let's say, NBA 2K. Let's just talk about sports games because they're the biggest crooks in the industry when it comes to video games. It is what it is. Charging someone $70 to $100 every single year, I have a problem with that, especially when there's minor adjustments. There's two solutions. You know, some people was find one of the solutions, you know, very not a really good solution. One solution that I would say is make them free to play and charge people for the ultimate teams, like any little cosmetic things, because you're going to get your money back from that. Especially 2K. 2K should be free to play to my player. If you want to use the NBA players, by all means, charge people for that. But if you want to do my career, free to play. Madden doesn't really have a my career that's even worth it, so it's a little bit different from them. So a solution for Madden that most people might not like, and I'm gonna probably get a lot of shit for this, is instead of releasing the game every single year, why not just make it a monthly subscription? And the reason I say make it a monthly subscription is, let's say if you charge people $8 to $10 a month, so let's say $7.99. You already pay like anywhere from $70 to $100 a year for the game, and you don't get any, big changes. But if they're not going to wait an entire year, charge people $7.99, where you fix issues every single month. You update it, so there's no Madden 24 or Madden 25. It's just so you get the changes, you get everything, everybody wins. But if you're going to charge me $7.99 a month or $10 a month, I better see some improvements every single month. Like, there's no price tag for Fortnite, but they're always making updates. There's no Fortnite 25 or Fortnite, none of this. It's just Fortnite. So maybe just make Madden just Madden. You update the roster. The NFL is satisfied. You got a monthly subscription for it because believe it or not, video games are going to go to a monthly subscription. My biggest fear with monthly subscription on video games is that they're going to just they're not going to really improve the game, and you're going to be paying a monthly subscription for a video game, and it's just not good, or they're not really putting it back into the video game. So it's really kind of hard to say, because most people are stuck in their ways when it comes to video games. Companies, like, why would they make it free to play or charge you $7.99 a month when they can just charge us $100 every and do very minimal work? Because video games right now, sports games are just beta every single year. They're taking shit out, putting shit in, finding out what works, take it out for a year, bring it back 3 years later. It just charge me $7.99 and fix the shit, bro.
You make a lot of points, a lot of key points. Like, it's true, because when I think about first-person shooters, you talk about Warzone, you said about Fortnite, then you have Apex Legends. Adapt their models, because I think more people will be more prone to pay the $10 or whatever for a certain skin or a certain gun or something that does certain things, that they can be like, okay, hey, listen, I paid that month, I paid the $10. Not everybody buys the battle pass with Apex, Warzone, and Fortnite. You get what I mean? But it's like, look at what Fortnite just did. They just released the Eminem scenario and situation, which I'm like, that's actually pretty good. I see how what they're trying to cornerstone. Fortnite's model is probably one of the best models that are out there in gaming. I can confidently say that, because
Agree.
a lot of people are trying to adapt it, but I think they run the risk of the fear of. You know what I mean? But I think you get more bang for your buck if you do that. You know what I mean? Start putting a paid to play model, and then bada bing, bada boom, we'll see what happens. Because what I like about Call of Duty now is that even if you don't buy the battle pass, you can get some of the actual perks, the character skins, maybe a gun skin here. You get your XP points if you really do get them over time and whatnot. But it's like, give an incentive to the user. Doesn't matter if you're a streamer, you're a content creator, or you're just playing in the leisure time with your family and friends. Give it more bang to the buck, and you'd be surprised. You amplify the product that way. But what do we know? We just sit in chairs, right, and just talk. And
exactly. Like, it's gonna be hard to try to convince somebody that their model's not working when it's clearly working, and it's not working because. And the thing is, the model that they have right now is not working because the game is so great. It's working because you can't play with LeBron James on any other. It's working because you can't play with Patrick Mahomes on any other video game. That's the only reason it's working. If you take the exclusive license away, then a lot of shit's gonna be exposed. You're gonna see some real problems if there's 3 NFL games that you can choose from versus 1.
it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that, because look at FIFA and FC. I'll tell people this. I think one of the most complete games that I've seen in the sporting world is the soccer games, because it's like they put more time and energy into it. But I stopped playing soccer games in I think FIFA 19 is probably the last time I played.
Yeah.
But now we have FC, by EA. FIFA's right around the corner. You know what I mean? And FIFA's probably just like, hey, like, listen, we get all the licenses, but FC can't get all the licenses. So they gotta figure it out. And nobody knows what the next FIFA game is actually gonna look like. Do I think it's gonna play better? There's a potential chance. There is a potential chance. Because if you get the right people behind you, the right company brand behind you, it's gonna be amazing. That's why I love MLB The Show. That game is so advanced from a technique perspective in baseball that every year it's good. Like, I feel like with MLB The Show, and this maybe a lot of people can be like, they can agree to disagree. MLB The Show is so advanced that you don't even have to play it every year. You could skip years if you really want to, because it's so advanced. Yeah, bro. MLB The Show is very advanced game, and it's like, you can't cheese. I personally don't think you can cheese in it. It's a technical aspect, and it's like, heck, I don't have to play a user. I could just play against the computer and let the computer just dominate me if I really want to. It's a hard game to play. It's a little bit of a learning curve.
Try that game. I might have to try it, because I'm not the biggest baseball. I ain't even gonna say a biggest baseball fan. I'm just not a fan of baseball. So, like, it was, but I've heard that the game is good. So I think I might have to give it a shot.
Yeah, it's a great game, man. Great product. Great product. And the soccer product is also good too, you know?
Yeah, I used to fuck around with FIFA. I don't buy it every year, but it's definitely fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just more into this. I don't know. Like I'm even getting out of like basketball games and football games. It's just not fun for me anymore.
I'll say
Like when
this, and
I'm
yeah, to kind of tackle your point a little bit, I feel like the single player games is kind of what's dominating a little bit. You know what I mean? And I think like
yeah,
to play a
I'm
single,
scared for those too though, because
right?
yeah, because did you play Spider-Man?
I still need to get my five. Five's coming soon. Probably that's my Christmas present to
Okay,
myself. Ta-da.
okay, okay.
Anybody's
I
listening
would
to
just
this,
say
if you
this.
wanna donate to the PayPal, it will be in the show notes. If you want me to get it quicker, ta-da.
I'll say this. Spider-Man, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I it's such a good game. It's a great game. And I don't have a problem with spending $60 to $70 on a video game that I can beat in 1 week or 2 weeks or even 3 or 4 days. If the quality of the game is there. I can honestly say the game was short. I spent $80 on it, but man, did I not. I enjoyed the shit out of it. And that's worth it to me. Like I can tell that they, put time into this. Like it's a great game. Like the web swinging, the movement, just the feel, the graphics, like the fact that you can. I'm not gonna spoil the game for anybody, but there's something in Spider-Man 2, that just shows the attention to detail. I had Peter Parker walking through a facility, like a kitchen. You can actually see people in the background cooking. And I'm not talking about like just, one basic ass animation where it looks like they're cooking. No, it's cracking eggs, scrambling it, putting salt and pepper in it. And this is just in the background. The little attention to details is immaculate. And then you get a game like UFC where you got Muhammad Ali in a Nate Diaz skin. Like, that's laughable to me. It's laughable to me. It's disrespectful. And it's not even it's disrespectful to Muhammad Ali, but it's more disrespectful to the people that's actually funding your buying it. And then you have people in the comments talking about, well, it's a boxer in an MMA game. Okay. Does he not throw punches in the MMA game? Does he not move around? Like come on, man. Like I'm tired of people giving excuses to these billion-dollar industries for them to just get richer and give you a bullshit ass product. Like that's just not cool, man.